Hey you guys, Happy New Year. Long time no talk. Well, I definitely just wanted to catch up on everything. If you had followed me before, I made a stock projection tip Bitcoin last year. And I was talking to some people and I was watching, all these videos, and they were saying that Bitcoin was going to, they called it a reverse split. Somebody said it was called a reserve split. I don't really care. All I know is that like every 4 years it doubles. So somebody said that mark was coming up. So I made the video, I think in like March, April, or May, around there. I think it was March or April. And then I said that I'm pretty sure it already happened because they lie, right? Just so you guys know, these motherfuckers lie. And they tell you stuff after they've already done it. Like they're trying to help you out and give you a stock tip, but in reality, them and all their buddies are already invested in this stuff and they've already made, the price has gone up, so they made some money, and now they're going to tell the public so that the public can buy, so the price can go up even more, so that they can then make money off of it. Well, I invested $1,000 in Bitcoin when it was at $10,000. If you've been looking, it went up to $40,000. I think my $1,000 investment became a $4,500 investment, and then it dropped. So I made about $2,500 on it. It ended up being like $3,500, and it's just stuck there. I'm not, I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take any of my advice to heart. I'm just sharing what I'm learning. So what I did is I cashed out and I took out my original investment. Well, actually I invested $1,150. That's where that number came out like that. So I had 1,000 in one account, and that turned into like 3,500. And then I had 100 in another account. No, that turned into 4,500. And then I had 150 in another account, which turned into like 450. It was something like that. It was, the numbers were off like that. But then it dropped a little bit. So I took out 1,300, right? And I do have to pay capital gains tax on it. It's a short gain, so it's 22%. So I'm probably going to pay like $220. So I probably really only got like $220, $250, something like that. So I probably only got 1,050 out, but that's not bad. So I kind of got most of my original investment out. And then I took about $1,000 or $1,200 because I wanted to switch it quickly. And I transferred it to other Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you which other ones I transferred it to. I converted it. And then I left the rest in cash. So I have some cash to play with, not cash, in Bitcoin. So it's because I was like, oh, what if Bitcoin grows more, So I left that there. I'm not going to touch it because it's monopoly money. So basically I invested $1,150. I took out $1,300, but I really only have like 1,000 of it because I have to pay tax on that $1,300. You pay 22% short gains tax, less on if you keep it for a year or more, but I didn't want to risk it dropping. So I just took out my original investment. That way I'm like, oh, I feel good. I feel safe. I made my money back. You know what I mean? Then I went ahead and I took half of the earnings that were left and I converted it so that hopefully I can multiply that and grow that, which I already have for some of them, and I'll tell you which ones. And then I also invested probably like another probably $400 of my own money into other stocks, which I'm going to talk to you about, or other cryptocurrencies, which I'm going to talk to you about. And then at the same time that I bought the $1,000 in Bitcoin, I spent like $1,300 or $1,400 in stocks, and that money has doubled already. And I'll tell you what stocks I bought and why. So, God, this is gonna be a long video. Maybe I shouldn't go into all that. Let's just talk with cryptocurrencies, and then I'll talk about my stocks in another video. So with the cryptocurrencies, I kept 1,200 in Bitcoin, right, which is only like 0.3 Bitcoin or 0.03 Bitcoin, I think, or 0.0, yeah, I think it's like 0.03 or 0.01 Bitcoin. I think it's 0.01 Bitcoin at this point. And then I went ahead and I converted the rest. I converted it to XRP, right? I think I have like 500 shares of that. And I got it when it was at 8 cents. Now it's at 16 cents. So I already doubled my money. In a week, it just doubled. So now, I mean, it's been 2 weeks now, but it just went up. And that's Ripple, XRP. Then I bought XLM, which is Stellar Luna. And that one is 29 to 30 cents now. So I made like a 50% markup on that already. And it's going to keep growing. Stellar Luna, I'm going to hold on to because I know that that's going to blow up. So I'm not worried about that. I only have like 700 shares of that, or 800 shares, something like that. But if it goes up to $10, you know, I spent like $250. Oh no, I have 1,000 shares now. I spent like $250 of my own money into Stellar Luna because I bought $100 when it was at 16 cents, and then I bought $150 when it was at 28 cents because I just kept reading how like it's making partnerships with banks and other payment structures that are already like I don't know if they're gonna have a deal with PayPal. Don't quote me on that. There are people who were talking about like if they did, because PayPal is starting to accept cryptocurrencies, so it's a possibility. But if they did, then that would be a great alliance, and then that would make the you know, it grow. I wanted to get in to a lot of these penny stocks, so that, because a lot of them used to be like 2 cents, and then all of a sudden, like Bitcoin, they're like at 300, you know, 35,000. So I figured, you know, like if it gets to a nice amount, I'll cash out half of it and keep the other half as monopoly money. Because right now I'm just playing with monopoly money. I took out my original investment, not with the stocks, which I might do soon. I kind of am going to wait for a year for the stocks so that I can get that long-term capital gain tax, which is less than the short-term capital gain tax. And the difference is whether it's a year or less. You know, so if you cash out less than a year, it's short-term capital gains, 22%. If it's longer than a year, then it's long-term capital gains. It's less. It just depends on how you budget everything with your accountant. Get a CPA. Don't go to a regular accountant. Go to a CPA. They know all the tips and tricks and the rules. Find a good one. And then from there, I babbling like a baboon. I cashed out $1,300. I invested like $1,500, and then I invested another $400 of my own money. What I did with that money is I bought $100 of Doge coin on Robinhood. I'm gonna have all the links to every place where you can buy this stuff. So on Robinhood, you can buy Doge coin, DOGE coin. Sign up below. You'll get a free stock when you sign up, and then you'll get something because you signed up with my link. So just, you know, if you don't have a Robinhood account yet, I bought that there. I think I bought something called BVS or BSV. I have to look. Which is basically like a Bitcoin Cash kind of account, I think. Let me look. Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm using it. Sorry, guys. But I'll correct it in the notes below. I don't know why. I just read something on it, and I was like, you know what? I'll just buy one stock, you know, like one share. So I went ahead and I bought one share because I figured if one share is $160 now and it goes up to like 10,000 like Bitcoin, then that $160 investment is 10,000. Just like my $1,000 investment became 4,500, and I'm sure it's going to be more if I would have stayed in and I would have let that money duplicate. But I'm paranoid and I want to make sure I break even. So I took that money out. I'm going to do the same thing with the stock market because I know how this one particular stock works, but we'll talk about that in the other video. So if you like this video and you're going to, at the end, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. My videos are all over the place, but I'm starting to just, you know, share every part of my life because everyone thinks I'm a fascinating person. I'm like, what? So why not? So basically I invested in Civic, which I think is CVC. That one was at 8 cents. Now it's at 16 cents. So I doubled my money on that. I invested in, I told you, XLM and XRP. I invested in Ethereum, but not a lot. I probably only invested like $100 in it. It's $1,000 for one Ethereum. So I had like a 0.1 something of Ethereum. If you go to Coinbase and you sign up to Coinbase, please use my link, because if you sign up with my link, you make money, I make money. And then there's a test. So after you sign up with the link, use the link below that to take the test. It's so easy. I mean, it might not be easy if you're not a good test taker, but it's free money. So once you sign up, you're an existing user, right? Then you can go below and, oh, wait a minute. So with Coinbase, if you sign up, you have to buy you have to invest in $100 worth of stocks within 180 days, which is 6 months. So if you just put 20 bucks a month into Coinbase and you start buying cryptocurrencies, you're going to get it easily. 6 months. Yeah, you have to do $100 within 180 days. 6 months is $120 if you just put $20 a month in. If you put in more, even better. But they have a test. You can watch the video. They're like 2 to 3 minute videos, and then you take the quiz. It's one answer. It's super simple if you watch the video. If you don't know what the answer is, watch the video again, look at the answers, and you'll figure it out. Trust me, I can't give you the answers because it's cheating. Maybe there's somebody else on YouTube that has a video that tells you what the answers are. But basically, there's 5 videos. $2 each. Right now the stock is at 24 cents for XLM, which is Stellar Luna. So right off the bat, if you take the quiz with the link that I give you, even though you just signed up, you could just click the link again, the one below it, take the quizzes, then you get $10 worth of Stellar Luna XLM stock, which is about 40 shares roughly. It's at 30 cents now, so maybe a little bit less, probably like 30 shares. And then I get like a $2 or $5 credit or something like that of Stellar Luna. So you're helping me out because I helped you out because I taught you what to do, right? So you're going to get free. Even if you get 1 or 2 questions wrong, you're still going to get some free money. Then they have the same thing for this stock called CELO, CELO gold. And I think the code is like CGLD. But you'll see it when you go to Coinbase and you sign up. Or if you have a Coinbase account already, please hit the link if you haven't taken the test yet, so that you can take the quiz under my name. I only get 4 referrals. It's not like I'm going to make all this money, like only like the first 4 people. But you think a lot of people are clicking on my links. They're not clicking on my links, people. Trust me, they're not. So if you could just click on it, maybe I'll get some, $4 or $5 worth of free stock. I would really appreciate it because I make no money doing these things. So then you could do the same thing for CELO Gold and you can get some free CELO Gold stocks, like $2. But then I figured, well, if they're giving it away for free, it must be good, right? So I went ahead and I bought like $50 or $100 worth of CELO Gold. I converted it from the Bitcoin that I had. And whenever you convert Bitcoin to anything, it's considered a sale. So you might have to pay capital gains tax on that too, or like that tax. So you have to I have to find a good cryptocurrency accountant, and then kind of see how that works. And when I find that and I get that, I will recommend you guys, or we can have a network and stuff. But I've been looking up like cryptocurrency tax things, and that's kind of like what I've learned. So I converted like $1,200 to $1,500 of my Bitcoin to something else. So I'm probably gonna have to pay tax on that. And almost everything I've converted it to on Coinbase has doubled, but not on KuCoin. So with Coinbase, I told you the stocks that I got, and I think I got one more: XLM, XRP, Civic, CELO Gold, DAI, DAI. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like I got some free DAI too, or they were talking about DAI. It's a token. Tokens really aren't that great to invest in because tokens basically just balance money. But I just wanted to see what would happen. So I converted $100 into it. I'm like, whatever, let's just see this. Right now I'm just playing because this is free money. Some people are like, what do you mean free? Like, basically, this was my profit. This is not like this is what I made off of my investment. So I'm like, you know what? Let me learn. This is a learning for me. So I'm not being irresponsible or careless. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm going to try and figure this out, right? Then when I made that last video, I had 2 awesome guys who left a bunch of comments. Thank you guys. Love you to pieces. They gave me the best stock tips, which I did not take like a fucking asshole. And all the stocks tripled. And had I just invested like $500, I would have made, $1,500 right now. But I didn't listen. So I got some now. And what they told me to invest in, and just look at it, is DPST. That's on the EFT stock market. Like, I think I bought DPST from Robinhood. And basically DPST is like this gold bullion kind of like stock. And the highest that it was right before the pandemic, or like December of before the pandemic, was like $450. And then it dropped to like $170. So I bought 1 share because I figured if it goes up to $450, I tripled my money. Awesome. If it goes higher, because I think the highest that it's ever been was $950, but that was 2 years ago, then I made more than triple my money. And then I would sell it right there, and then I'd wait for it to drop, because that's what happens. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And I'm okay if it goes higher and I lost out on it, because no matter what, I made a profit. I'm not one of these people that I'm like, oh man, I could have stayed in. And no, I mean, I'm a little upset that I didn't invest in Bitcoin when my friend told me to buy one at $350. But you know what? If I would have bought the one at $350, when it got to like $4,000 or $5,000, I would have sold, because I'm one of those like nervous people. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have made the $35,000 that it is now. But now that I understand stocks and I get it, and I understand that stocks and cryptocurrencies basically work the same, you always buy during a Republican presidency. I guarantee you the stock market always crashes during a Republican presidency. And then that's when you buy. And then it always goes up when the Democrat comes and fixes everything. It's just facts. Look it up. I'm not making shit up. Look it up. You'll see. They say, oh, the stock market crashes usually every 7 to 8 years. I'm like, no, the stock market crashes every Republican president. Facts. There might have been one Democratic president or two, but pretty much every Republican president. So then the next thing is, I went ahead and I invested in that. And then in KuCoin, I bought a bunch of random stocks. So there was this guy called Clear Something Tax. I'm going to put his link below. He's awesome. I like following him for like the stimulus updates and tax advice. And he was talking about Travala when it was like pennies. And I got in when it's $1. So I don't know. I'm praying that it goes up and I actually make money off of it, but I can't guarantee anything. But basically it was $1. I know it was a couple of cents and it went up to like $1. And whoever invested, let's say you invested $1,000, it went up like 800%. So that $1,000 is now $8,000. Like these people made a killing and I didn't invest in it because I didn't understand and I was cautious. Now I'm a little bit more carefree because I'm playing with monopoly money. I'm playing with free money. So it's easier. So this is like what wealthy people do. They have money, they invest it, they make their investment back, and now everything else is free. They're a little bit more free with that money, but that money keeps earning them money. And this is what I'm trying to teach you guys. So with KuCoin, I bought random stocks, like things that were 0.002. Like I didn't even know what they were. I just bought them, you know, and I only spent like $5 to $11 per cryptocurrency. And some of them I got like 500,000 shares or 187,000 shares off of like $11, which is crazy. I don't know if it's ever going to grow, but if it grows double or like if it goes up to like 2 cents because it's like 0.0002, then I basically quadrupled my money. I have no problem cashing out half of it and keeping the other half in to see what happens. Like what if it does blow up? I doubt it though. So I bought one called BTT. I'm not telling, these are not, okay, so Travala I heard was good because what happens is Travala is a travel company that teamed up with Orbitz. Now, Travala actually accepts cryptocurrencies as payment. So you can go to a hotel and pay with cryptocurrencies, which a lot of people want to do to avoid the tax. But now that the kind of government is getting into some of these like cryptocurrency exchanges and they're asking for your social security number and a copy of your ID, they want to see who you are, they register it, and then you have to start paying your taxes on it. A lot of people are a little like, but people that have like old accounts and they have like old Bitcoins on like these other foreign international accounts, you could still pay with your cryptocurrency and not incur any of the taxes that come with spending that Bitcoin until you actually put it into an account that has your social and your ID and stuff like that. So that was the benefit of Bitcoin, is you can actually make payments for a bunch of stuff and you can send money to people and it would be tax-free and there wouldn't be an issue with it. So with Bitcoin, so that was Bitcoin. So with KuCoin, I just invested in all these random stocks. I invested in IOST. I'm going to tell, okay, so with KuCoin, Travala, which is AVA, is a good one to buy. I know I'm all over the place. This is just my personality. I'm sorry. Then that was it. That's the only one that I recommend that I know it will probably go up because it keeps making partnerships and it's the only travel site right now that you can use cryptocurrency on. So if you didn't know that and you want to go to an Airbnb or you want to do something, go through Travala, use your cryptocurrencies and enjoy. Now, with KuCoin, I did what I did with Coinbase when I first got on. I was like, oh, let me buy these cheap stocks. None of them have grown yet, so don't like trust me on this. I'm just telling you what I bought. With the Coinbase stocks, which I mentioned before, those I know are good. Those I did research on. Not the DAI, D-A-I. I kind of like DAI and CELO Gold. I just was like, fuck it. I'll just, whatever. It's free money. I'll play with it. But with the XLM, the XRP, the Ethereum, the Civic, those I did research on and those I know are good and they're going to blow up at some point. I don't know how high. You can do your own research. But I mean, I've already doubled my money on most of them. So I'm okay with it. I just figure let's just see what else can happen. With the KuCoin, Travala is the only one. I only invested $50. Like, I'm not a big investor. I'm not like, oh, big boss over here, balling. Psh, psh, psh. That's not me. No. I'm very conservative, very paranoid, very nervous, not trying to, when it comes to investments, when it comes to like work, if you see I work with tools and I assemble furniture, mount TVs, I'm like very nonchalant when it comes to adventures in life. I jump in the pool with my clothes on. Like, I'm very like carefree and happy, and I'm not an anxious person at all. Very like spontaneous. But when it comes to my money, honey, not my money. So I'm just telling you what I've done, and I'm not telling you to do what I did. Don't do that. Do your own research. which is what I tell everybody in every video that I've ever done. Do your own research and then make your decisions. But these are the ones that I bought. They may just be penny stocks. They may just flop. I don't care. It was free money. It's a learning thing. I'm not planning on making any money from the stocks that I'm about to mention right now. If I do, I'm going to be like, yes. Every day I pray that I open up that account and then they're like $500,000. And I'm like, what? Sell! But no. So I bought IOST. I'm not looking at my stocks for 6 months now because that's what I did when I bought the Bitcoin. So I'm not going to do it for 6 months. And then I'm going to go back probably in like June or July and be like, oh, look at that. IOST. That's one. I bought BTT. That's another one. I bought BAX. This is from memory. That's another one. I bought MTV. Yeah, like the music television, but it's not. It's actually a cryptocurrency. And all of them, again, are like $5 to $10. I didn't go crazy because I don't know. But again, if you're going to invest in the first half that I told you, the ones that I bought on Coinbase and the Dogecoin, because the Dogecoin is supposed to blow up that when you buy on Robinhood. These are just playthings. I don't know what's going to happen, but in 6 months, I'll give you a feedback. I don't remember anything else. Did I write it down? No, everything's on my phone and I can't look at it. Oh, wait, it's on my computer. No, I don't want to open it. And a couple of other cryptocurrencies. Basically, I bought anything that was under a penny. I really did. That I could with the money that I had. And then I still have like 140 Bitcoin in that account. So if later on I get a good tip, I have some money in there that I could play with. But basically, if you sign up with the link that I gave you, I don't know what the reward is. But they said that you get one. I don't know what it is, but so I'll give you the link for KuCoin, for Coinbase, for Robinhood. And I think you can also buy cryptocurrencies with Cash App. But you can also buy stock with Cash App. So I did buy stocks with Cash App. You know what? Let me just hurry up and tell you guys the stock thing because I really don't want to make another video. So with Cash App, I bought Tesla, which is the fastest growing one. Tesla, Amazon, but I only got like $100 of each. Like I don't have money like that, like $100 or $50. Tesla, I highly recommend. It keeps going up no matter what. I put money in, it goes up. So Tesla seems like a good stock. Amazon, like I put in like $50 or $100 and I only made like $15 on it. I don't really see Amazon blowing up the way that I did before. I bought Facebook. No, I'm not getting a big return on that. Maybe like $1 or $2. It's not really worth it. I feel like it's capped out right now, but I could be wrong. I got Zoom. That I lost money on. I keep losing like 20 bucks. I bought $50 and it's like down. So I don't know, but supposedly Zoom is supposed to be making a deal with T-Mobile or somebody. I forgot. They're making a deal with somebody. I can't remember who. And that their stock price is supposed to go up. So everyone's like, now is the time to buy Zoom. Go ahead and hurry up. So I was thinking of maybe buying like 2 or 3 more shares and just holding on to that. But I'm not quite sure how comfortable I feel because it's already at a loss. Citigroup. Okay. So when AIG crashed back in the day, that's when I started learning about stocks, right? So I learned about Citigroup. It was like at $4 and now it's at 70 something, but I sold all my shares. So I bought it and the money like tripled or quadrupled and then I sold it. Cause again, I was like very scared back then. Now I have a little bit more confidence. I'm a little bit older. I understand that you have to hold it and pray. Hold it and pray. So I got that. I met a guy. I went on one date with him from like an online app. It's like 10, 15 years ago. And he told me to buy X, right? X is American Steel on the stock market, right? So he said, always buy it low, like at $10 and it always goes up to 20. And that's a guarantee. So during the pandemic, I saw that it was down to like $5 or $6. I bought 70 shares of it, which is like $350. And now it's up to $20. So I think it's up to like $2,000. So I already made a good profit on that. And it pays a dividend, but it's like really small. So I think with that one, I'm going to wait for the year mark and then I'm going to cash out my original investment that I put into it. And then the rest is just going to be play money, I'll probably just cash it out and transfer it to another stock because it never really, it goes up to at most, look it up, so you look up the stock and then you click the 5-year ticker on the top and then you look at the highs and lows and you can kind of figure out what it could be again. Basically anything before the pandemic, it's probably going to bounce right back up to what it was before the pandemic. The best time to buy would have been that March sweet spot when the pandemic first hit. Then there is, X, I always buy steel, but I think I'm probably going to cash out on that and then just use the money and save it for another stock or whatever. Then I bought Coty, C-O-T-Y. Why? Because I liked Philosophy Skincare. I was looking at the reviews. Everyone said it was better before Coty bought it. I'm like, what the hell is Coty? I looked it up. Coty owns Philosophy, the skincare line. Oh no, don't hang up. It owns Gucci. It just bought 20% of Kim Kardashian's makeup line, and it bought all of Kylie Jenner's makeup line. So I was like, oh, this is gonna blow up. Back then the stock was like $4 when I bought it, between $4 and $6, and it's jumped up to $7 and then gone back down. But I have a feeling when we go back to a normal economy, that particular stock will probably rise to like $12 or $13. I'm not seeing it blow up, but I just want to get my original investment back, and then take cash out on that. And then whatever's left over, I'll just let it ride for like a few years, because Coty's kind of like turning into like a Carlyle group, where it's a group that buys other companies and then either holds on to them and grows them, or holds on to them, grows them, and then sells them to another company, you know, so, or another buyer. So I'm kind of like just going to hold on to that. I'm going to kind of see what happens, but I'm definitely going to cash out when it goes up to like $13 or $14, which is what my anticipated goal is, but it might not. It might just go up to like 10 or 11, but either way, I bought it at 4 or 5. So who cares, right? Now it's at 6. Then I think the highest it was 13, but look it up. Then, so I said stock X. Then my ex-boyfriend popped into my life out of nowhere. I should have bought more of this stock. I'm so upset I didn't. And he told me in June to buy Norwegian Cruise Lines. So I looked at both. Carnival Cruise and Norwegian Cruise Line were both at about 25 or 30 before the pandemic hit, and then they both dropped to like $15. So I bought like 4 shares of each. I didn't want to go crazy because I didn't really understand it. And now they both jumped up to $25, which is what they were before. Now, I did make some money on it, but I don't expect it to go any higher because it's kind of relatively stays around there. Maybe it'll go up to 30, but I don't really see it going any higher. So I might just cash out on that and hold on to it and see what the next stock that everybody talks about is. I made like what, $10 a share off of 8 shares. I made $80. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not like, ooh, wow, you know, I made the most money off of Coty because I doubled my money, and I have like 70 shares of that. And the most money off of X Steel, because I bought it when it was really low, and now it's at 20 something. So I just want to teach you like the patterns of behavior and why. Citigroup I know about because of what happened with the pandemic. I was like, it's only $4, that's great, you know. And back then, not the pandemic, when AIG crashed, back then I didn't have a lot of money, so I bought the low ones. Like I bought T-Mobile, which I should have held on to, but I didn't. I bought Citigroup. I bought all these other like really great stocks, GE, because I know GE always jumps up to $15-20, and it was down to like 7 at that time. So these are the ones that I know for sure are definitely always gonna jump back up. So I'm telling you, like, these are the ones that I always invest in when the stock market crashes, because I know I will make my money back, right? I just don't invest a lot. I only invest like $50, $70, you know, because I don't have that kind of disposable income to play with. But now when I cash out, I'll take that cash. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably bank it or whatever. And then I'll use the rest as monopoly money, because it really is just profit. And I'll see if I can grow my profit. I think that was it. I bought GE, Citigroup, Coty, Carnival Cruises, Norwegian Cruise Line, which I'm going to cash out. I don't want that stock. X, which I'm probably going to cash out because I don't really see it going any higher. Well, now with this new presidency, they might go higher because he's going to be investing a lot in like infrastructure and fixing things and blah, blah, blah. Especially fixing the White House. And then I think that's it. Those are my stock tips. That's all I got. 28 minutes. You got everything. There's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that I did buy. They're not a big deal. I didn't buy them because I did research. Like now, after I bought them, I looked and I realized that they were at like 2 to 10 cents, and then they dropped down to like 0.00, and they've been like that for a few years. So I'm just hoping and praying that the ones that I invested the $5 and $7 in that I got off KuCoin, that those for some reason jump up to like 2 to 10 cents, at which point I will cash out half of it and then keep the other half in, because I'm like, what if, you know? But I don't think so. I think a lot of these cryptocurrencies are just created for you to invest because you hope that they blow up, then they fail and somebody made money. And then you kind of like just hold on for dear life hoping that it gets better, but they usually don't. There's only a few of them that are like trying to, and I bought one Litecoin, LITE coin and I got that from Coinbase. So the Coinbase ones are really good. I basically looked at the top 10 and I just invested a little bit in the top 5. It's what I did when I first got into Coinbase And I saw that the original $150 that I invested turned into $450. So I took like $300 of that and I invested it into the random XLP, XLM, XRP, Civic, and that's it. And then I transferred some money from the other Bitcoin into this account, and then I transferred from there to another account. So if it's a transfer from Bitcoin to Bitcoin to Bitcoin, you don't get taxed on it because it's just a transfer. It's like a money transfer. It's when you convert it or when you cash out that you have to pay your taxes on it. They send you a 1099 at the end of the year, so you're going to get it. You have to claim it. They already reported it to the government, so you have to give that to your accountant. So when you do cryptocurrencies, you usually get the 1099 in February, so you can't really do your taxes in January. You have to wait till like March or April to get your taxes done because you have to get that 1099 from the cryptocurrency place. You might be able to go online and then, you know, do that. Then they have like, when you open up these accounts, there's a second authentication factor. It's like this app that you download that then allows you to make it more secure. And then there's also cryptocurrency wallets, which I highly recommend investing in. I don't like keeping my cryptocurrency in the actual account because clearly, you know, so you get a cryptocurrency wallet and then you transfer everything to that cryptocurrency wallet. And then if you want to trade it, you could trade it back. I think you do pay a fee a little bit, but it's tiny. And then you can start changing and selling it. So definitely invest in a cryptocurrency wallet. I'm not telling you which one I have because I'll tell you which accounts I'm using to buy these things because my money's not there anymore, so I don't care. And I'm not putting anything in there anymore because I'm broke again. So I'm just waiting 5 to 8, maybe 10 months to see if any of my stuff will grow. But the only reason I'm sharing it with you is because you can't do anything to me, you know, I don't care. But definitely be careful, you know, because, and then you have to write the username and password somewhere safe. If you have a lawyer, definitely keep a copy in a sealed envelope with somebody's name. So if you die, it goes to that person and that they can log on, use your username and password, give them the username and password of your email in case you change your username and password after you wrote that letter. And then they can go ahead, log on to your email and then recover the account if necessary. Make sure they have your phone too, because it's usually 2-factor authorization. So they like email you and they text you. So you need both in order to just even get into the account. And then they transfer to a wallet. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but if you don't do that, all the money that you've invested and all the growth, they talk about this all the time. People die and never left their username and password. And millions of dollars in Bitcoin are just out there and nobody's using them, accessing them, or even knows how to get to them. I'm sure Bitcoin has a track, you know, a record of it, but like nobody else does. And they don't, I don't know if they know that that person died or whatever. So, you know, keep that in mind. But that's everything I got for you guys. I just wanted to share that before I head out now. Yeah. Bye.